In the Roaring Twenties, newspapers were a hot seller. These newspaper boys were fighting over who would make the sale first. Oops, we dropped the nickel that it costs for today's paper. Oh well, you guys don't need to pay. Today's paper is the Dallas Morning News, dated August 18th, 1924. In the 20s, it seemed like everybody wanted to be just like Charlie Chaplin. The last article in today's paper is about Charlie Chaplin and a fake Charlie Chaplin. Make sure you watch to the end for another story about Charlie Chaplin and some body snatchers. Let's see what's lined up for entertainment in today's paper. Oh, we could go to vaudeville show. Hear ye! Greater Vaudeville season starts next Sunday, beginning the new season of Greater Interstate Orpheum. Keith Big Time Vaudeville, with the added attraction of first-run feature motion pictures of a quality as good as the best and superior to most. It's our 20th year. No better entertainment anywhere, the Majestic. Or we could see a Broadway show. Also at the Majestic, Al and Louis Bridge, Frailwell Week, Not Tonight, Dearie, offering the smartest of the Broadway musical successes. No, wait, let's go watch a movie at the Old Mill Theater. This is the last day. The romance of a correspondence school detective, Sherlock Jr., with Buster Keaton and others. Matinee, 15 cents and 25 cents. Nights, 15 cents, 20 cents, and 40 cents. Lightnin' Jr. to be erected at Fair Park. Lightnin' Jr. is to be a new ride at Fair Park, and it will be built immediately, said J. Eugene Pierce, Fair Park amusement man. John A. Miller, designer of Lightnin', will be here Monday in preparation for the new amusement device, Mr. Pierce asserted. It will be a little more sedate and a little less sensational than Lightnin', which has caught the fancy of young folks, but has proved rather strenuous for those of a more sedate characteristics. The new ride will partly parallel, and its entrance will be 150 feet west of the parent ride. Work will begin as soon as blueprints have been made, and the ride is expected to be in operation within 30 days. This sounded like such a fun time, I just had to put it in this video. Mountain supper eaten by Texans. Estes Park, Colorado. The Gilliam Party now consists of Mr. and Mrs. R.A. Gilliam, John R. Atkins of Dallas, and the writer. On Tuesday evening, an invitation came over the telephone to attend a campfire supper, One of its features of the Crags, which is owned by Joe Mills, a brother of the famous Enos Mills. We arrived about 5:30 o'clock and found the mountain, where the supper was to be served, alive with toiling humanity trying to get there early in order to get a good point of vantage. We joined the caravan, and after a torturous climb of 1/4 of a mile, we arrived at one of the beauty spots of Colorado. We found ourselves completely surrounded by mountains, but signs of civilization were in evidence when the odor of cooking food reached us. Great ovens had been built on the native stones, and on top of these huge pans of frying rainbow trout, potatoes and toast were cooking. One big vat contained golden bantam corn, another gallons of coffee. After about 200 guests had found places about on the mountainside, the plates loaded with the good things to eat began to arrive. One dish was quite new to us. It was called Dreamers. It consisted of 2 very thin pieces of toast put together with a soft cheese. These were then fried on both sides in hot bacon fat. We never knew whether it was the mountain air or the delightful company or the joy of tasting a new dish which made this so good. It seemed all too soon that the moon came from behind the mountain, and we enjoyed one of those rare moments of life as it rose in its majesty and soared high enough to give us light while we descended to level ground, and the realization that 9 miles over a mountainous road lay between us and our bed. A farmer rushed madly into the headquarters of the village fire department. "My barn and 2 of my stacks are afire!" he exclaimed breathlessly. The fire chief removed his feet from his desk and slowly laid aside the newspaper he was reading. He looked out of the window and then cocked his feet on the desk again. "Aren't you going to put it out?" yelled the farmer. The chief stretched lazily. "What's the use of going to all that trouble?" he yawned. "It'll rain before night." Taking a chance. "Why don't you send that letter by airmail, Auntie, if you're in a hurry?" "You don't think they'll drop it?" "That picture doesn't do me justice," explained the flapper. "It shows me without my legs crossed." A different road. This is sweet. That they were deeply in love with each other, there could be no doubt. Meaning glances were exchanged by the other passengers as the young couple boarded the train. The girl's neat brown traveling suit revealed traces of rice, while her young male companion was surreptitiously brushing off a few vagrant grains. In a word, they were starting their honeymoon, and the rest of the world simply did not exist. When the conductor came to punch their tickets, he had to tap the young husband on the shoulder several times. In blushing confusion, the youth handed over his marriage certificate in place of the tickets. "Oh, sorry," smiled the conductor, shaking his gray head. "That may be good for a long journey, but not on this road." Little hope. The doctor looked worried. "I'm afraid I'll have to operate," he gravely decided. The patient became alarmed. "Well, Doc," he answered, "if you're afraid, what about me?" Did you know what a Nimrod was? Well, they were hunters, and it came from the Bible in the book of Genesis, where there was a King Nimrod who was a mighty hunter, but also very foolish. Nimrods conditioning guns preparatory to opening of hunting season September 1st. Impatient Nimrods are cleaning their guns and stocking shells preparatory for the hunting season, which opens September 1st. Dallas Sporting Goods houses report. Doves are the particular fauna doomed for a sportsman's holiday. From all accounts, doves are in plentiful this season, especially in the North District, in which Dallas and the surrounding country is located. The regulation established a bag limit of 25 per day and prohibit killing between sunset and within a few minutes of sunrise, so as to eliminate dangers of night firing and to protect the birds in their roosts. Hey, it's time for a fresh pair of Paris garters. No metal can touch you. A. Stein and Company. In the Roaring Twenties, to be a more sociable person, you would join a sorority or a lodge. Just look at this list of sororities and lodges in today's paper. Personal notices. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of A.J. Pierce, call C4006 Dallas or write Frank Pierce, Box 1106, El Dorado, Arkansas. Hey folks, let's see what kinds of items were lost way back then. Brown spotted pointer pup lost, about 2 months old. Ooh, $5 reward for return. Coat, tan, Hart Schaffner marks, Dixie weave, lost near or on North Haskell, reward. Lost black and tan hound with another man's name on the collar, $25 reward. Lost Saturday afternoon between Grand Prairie and Dallas, a bag containing ladies' clothes. Lost on the Dallas-Lancaster Highway, man's gray pinstripe coat.
Johnny O'Connor bought an automobile. He took his sweetheart for a ride one Sunday. Johnny was togged up in his best Sunday clothes. She nestled close to his side. Things went just dandy till he got down the road. Then something happened to the old machinery. That engine got his goat, off went his hat and coat. Everything needed repairs. He'd have to get under, get out and get under to fix his little machine. He was just dying to cuddle his queen, but every minute when he'd begin it, he'd have to get under, get out and get under. Then he'd get back at the wheel. A dozen times they'd start to hug and kiss, and then the darned old engine, it would miss, and then he'd have to get under, get out and get under, and fix up his automobile. Millionaire Wilson said to Johnny one day, "Your little sweetheart don't appreciate you. I have a daughter who is hungry for love. She likes to ride by the way." Johnny had visions of $1 million in gold. He took her riding in his little auto. But every time that he went to say, "Marry me," 'twas the old story again. He'd have to get under, get out and get under to fix his little machine. He was just dying to cuddle his queen, but every minute when he'd begin it, he'd have to get under, get out and get under. Then he'd get back at the wheel. A dozen times they'd start to hug and kiss, and then the darn old engine, it would miss, and they'd have to get under, get out and get under to fix up his automobile.
Wow, you're not going to believe this one. Pinchot sentences his dog to life in prison for murder of the cat, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Governor Gifford Pinchot's dog, Pep, Monday began a life sentence in the Eastern Penitentiary for the murder of a family cat. The Pennsylvania chief executive himself imposed the sentence upon the canine and had a special policeman bring the convict from the governor's home in Milford, Pennsylvania, to this city. Upon the prison books, a deputy warden entered the following: name, Pep, Age, 10 months. Nationality, American. Nationality appearance, mostly dog. Color, black. Convicted of murder. Sentence, life. He must have really loved that cat. Just like in today's papers, sometimes you see a typo. Look at this one. Walk caves as browds gather to see bathing law enforced. I'm sure that's crowds. Atlantic City, New Jersey. So many persons gathered on the boardwalk here to watch policemen who endeavored to enforce the Macintosh law that the walk caved in and piled several watchers in a heap on the beach below. The Macintosh law sets forth that no bather shall appear on the street without coat or other covering in addition to a bathing suit. None was injured in the cave-in. What do you think of this news article? Let me know in the comments below. Bulldozed the bull, Newark, New Jersey. No one can inflict mental anguish on a bull in Newark, New Jersey. Senors Charlotte Melonio, Antonio Garcia, Francisco Lopez, Jose Fernandez, and Valencia Soames, all Spanish caballeros and bullfighters, were arrested here after a mock bullfight at an amusement park. They are charged with attracting a bull's attention with red cloths and dodging his rushes, thereby causing him much mental aggravation and anguish. Malcolm Shackelford, chief agent of the state's SPCA, caused the arrest. Charlie's Pants, Exhibit Number 1, Los Angeles, California. Charlie Chaplin's baggy trousers, ridiculous hat, and funny shoes will be exhibited in court Monday when the film actor's suit against Charles Amador begins. Amador is charged with copying Chaplin's mirth-provoking ensemble of clothing, as well as his mannerisms, and to have gone so far to deceive the public as to assume the name Charlie Chaplin. Temporary injunction has tied up exhibition of Amador's pictures, and Chaplin wants this made permanent and also asks that Amador be restrained from adopting any part of his comedy wardrobe in future work. Oh, by the way, the court ruled for Charlie Chaplin. Did you know in 1978, 2 men dug up Charlie Chaplin's body and tried to get a ransom for it? Listen to this. Ghouls still body of Charlie Chaplin, Vevey, Switzerland. Grave robbers have stolen the coffin containing the remains of Charlie Chaplin, Swiss police announced today. A statement by the police headquarters said the coffin was dug up and taken away last night or early today. Here's a picture of the 2 grave robbers being caught. How did they get caught? Well, after they demanded the money, their family wanted proof with a picture. But the 2 grave robbers had went into a field and buried it in a shallow grave. So then they had to go back and unbury it to get the picture. When they called the family back, the police were tracing their call and soon found them and captured them 76 days after they had unearthed his body. So then it was put back where it belonged.
All round the world I've been, and now I'm going to tell you what it is I haven't seen. Well, I've never, I've never seen a straight banana. I've searched every town, I've searched every town. I've seen bananas standing up and I've seen them lying down. And I've tried everywhere to find one. Africa, Jamaica and Havana. But I've never, I've never seen a straight banana. I've never, oh never, I've never seen a straight banana. And I've searched every town, yes, I've searched every town. Well, I've seen bananas standing up, but I've seen them lying down. And I've tried everywhere to find one. Africa, Jamaica and Havana. But I've never, no, I've never seen a straight banana. Oh, I've never seen a straight banana.